Alright, so it is the end of Madden 18. We are at the final part of the game. There's no more solos, no more new solos to do. There's a bunch of solos I could do. Um, I did all the Premiere, I did all the MUT Hero 2, did all the position, the draft, the classic. These are the ones that stayed through. Didn't finish some of these ones, like the playoffs and stuff like that. Like, just left some stuff on the table, but certainly did not leave anything on the table with my team. Um, so as a little bit of a precursor, you can see a little bit as to what's going on here, but just to, you may be like, oh, that's actually not like the craziest team I've ever seen. The reason that it is not the craziest team you've ever seen is because I literally emptied my team to do all of this. Boom, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's right, 8 rookie premier players that I'll be bringing into Madden 19, which obviously, as you guys know, you don't have to pay for all of them, but if you did add it up, it would be 4.4 million coins to do that. So as someone that is a some money spent player, that's a pretty big chunk of change, and to still have a 96 overall at the end of the day is pretty impressive. So here we go. So we're going to start off with the line. The NAT guys are guys that I pulled or did sets for. So the Jonathan Ogden, I got him pretty recently for, I think, like 25k. Stats are still really good. Quentin Nelson was for the draft champion, the draft master or whatever, which I picked Andrew Luck for, and then went on to sell before he had that big price drop. Really timed the sell great. Bruce Matthews got from my weekly trade-in. Will Shields, Dan Deerdorf, bought both of these guys. Tony G, pulled him in my first weekend Ultimate Legend set. Marino, this was my... What did I do for this? I think this was trade in a golden tick? No. I don't know how I got 3 of these. I think maybe there was a set of solos or something to do. But for the Marino one, yeah, it was that limited time solo where you, if you did them all, you got a 99 NAT. And at the time, there was only like 4 or 5 NATs, and Marino was really the only one that would have started. So I got him, sold Luck, and it worked out. Got Marvin Harrison, Calvin Johnson, and Jordy Nelson. Patrick Richard as fullback. Defense, which is where I win the championships. Haha Clinton Dix, which all year I rolled with Earl Thomas. DeMarcus Ware, I pretty much rolled with all year. I went from upgrading Kerrigan when the game came out to having the Kerrigan flashback. And then once I got this DeMarcus Ware, he started over Kerrigan, and it's pretty much been it. Von Miller, I had a lot of issues with this position throughout the year. But once I got to 86 Whitney Merciless, I kind of kept him for a while. And then eventually I went up to the base elite Von Miller, and then went to this Von Miller. Kuechly and Rashaan Evans. Middle linebacker I moved through pretty often throughout the year. That was a pretty flux position for me. Ed Reed, I actually had Eric Berry from the start of the season up until a couple weeks ago, and then I went out and got the Landon Collins. So that was I had Landon Collins for a while, and then I just copped this Ed Reed a couple days ago. Gerald McCoy, I rocked with all year. His card was just a game changer all year. Aaron Donald, I picked up recently. DT2, I never used. He was never on the field. So I kind of just kept this as like a budget high overall slot on my team. Myles Garrett, this is my rookie premier from last year. Obviously, he paid off with becoming a 96. The stats are pretty good. If you move DeMarcus Ware down, you can look. They're not too far off. Obviously, DeMarcus Ware has way better tackle and way better play rec. But besides that, it's pretty close of cards. But all year I ran with Calais Campbell. Slight period where I had Cameron Jordan at the beginning of the game, but Calais Campbell all year. Left end, I rocked with the Reggie White until Joey Bosa got that upgrade, and then I did Joey Bosa. Once I got Marcus Davenport through the NATs, he was my ride or die for the year. Night Train Lane, I just copped for, I think, about 50k coins. And if you look at his stats, it's worth every penny. Denzel Ward, who I got through the sets, and AJ Boye, who I got through powering up probably around February-ish. So, well, actually, this was Team of the Year, but I did have the AJ Boye done up until this. So yeah, and then the 99 LT, which was a little bit of a money grind, a little bit of a daily grind. But yeah, that's the squad. I do still have 90k left in the account. Just in case anything weird happens. Like, I could sell my team and probably have like 500k. But these premieres go about 800k to do. I don't really care about the Hayden Hurst. However, tight ends are not the easiest position to get. So it may be a good idea to do him eventually. Leighton Vander Esch, I really don't care about. Yeah, whatever. I'm sure he'll be okay. But I really think the people I went with, Sam Darnold, I'm just doing in hopes that if I'm struggling to find a quarterback I like or something like, I don't know, just, I wanted to. He starts at a 77, so it's a gold, so I'll be definitely starting with a gold quarterback in Madden 19. If he, if he even plays, I don't even know that he's going to start. I believe they just named him the third string behind Teddy Bridgewater and Fitzpatrick, so I really have no clue what's going to happen with Sam Darnold, but, the Jets are the Jets, and he'll find the field eventually. It was more or less just a start of Madden 19 strategy. Saquon Barkley was actually the first card I did because I believe in him the most. The Giants have put work into their line. Eli's getting older, and they let go of Brandon Marshall. And OBJ's had some issues, injury issues, off the field issues. So I can really see the Giants turning into a power run, play action, deke and dunk kind of team, kind of similar to what we saw with the Jaguars, where they really just relied on Leonard Fournette and short passes to medium passes. Not that I don't believe in Eli, but I just think that this is going to be their new identity, and I think Saquon is their identity, similar to what we saw with Leonard Fournette. Calvin Ridley, I did to have for next year at a 77, and my thought is the 2 games that Julio didn't play last year, not only did the Falcons win, the Falcons put up over 44 points. So they were actually a more efficient offense when Julio wasn't on the field than to when he was. I know it's only 2 games, small sample size, I get it. But with Taylor Gabriel exiting the team, and I believe Mohamed Sanu's still there. I really believe in Calvin Ridley, honestly. I don't think he's going to be fantasy relevant. I don't even think he's going to be NFL relevant. But I think he is going to have those couple games where he will pull a Team of the Week card out. So he was actually my 3rd pick. Actually, 4th pick. I'm sorry. 4th pick. Quentin Nelson, this was kind of a homer pick. Offensive line is very hard to build up. Throughout the year, if you've been a Madden Ultimate Team enthusiast, you know that offensive linemen are, 1, extremely overpriced, and 2, extremely hard to find. Just as far as depth goes and as far as just everything is concerned, offensive linemen aren't easy to find. And Madden 17 going into Madden 18, they gave Garrett Bowles a rookie premier card, and it wound up being the worst card of the year next to Corey Davis from the Titans. So I could really see Calvin Ridley and Quentin Nelson possibly getting some love for making up for the guys last year. I also think Quentin Nelson's going to have a great year. The Colts need a good offensive lineman, and he's a good offensive lineman. Bradley Chubb, this was basically who I picked last year with Myles Garrett, going with that explosive end who, I think he's going to be a game changer. He's going to be playing opposite Von Miller. Obviously not a linebacker, he's playing end. But between him and Von Miller, their pass rush is going to be insane. So I could really see Bradley Chubb, even if he's not putting up the numbers in sacks, he's going to be getting a lot of pressure. So I think, he'll be a very dominant player in the league. Roquan Smith, he was like the second to last card I did. I think I'm going to go with Brian Urlacher as my GOAT. Especially, there's rumors that Antonio Brown is the cover athlete. They still haven't released it. If Antonio Brown's the cover athlete, I can see no way in which I pick T.O., especially with having Calvin Ridley and Antonio Brown, and potentially even T.Y. Hilton from the Colts as my elite player. I really can't see myself picking T.O. I'm going to go to a more needed position, and middle linebacker would be that position. So Roquan, I'm just looking to add depth to. Again, not my first pick, but I don't see him being bad, and he starts at a 79. Denzel Ward, I think he's gonna be great. I really do. Of when I was doing my research on the rookie class this year before the draft and looking into everything, his tape and highlight reel and just everything about him is actually what stuck out to me more than any other player. So it was kind of like one of those things where I was feeling Denzel Ward. There was talks that he may have even fallen to the Colts, which would have been great. So I was really invested in Denzel Ward, and obviously with Marshawn Lattimore last year, his rookie premier card wound up going up to a 90, either a 97 or a 99. I can't even remember. And he went off. And Derwin James, I mean, you're going to be playing in a defensive backfield with Casey Hayward and Eric Weddle, and I can't think of it. What's it, Eric Weddle? No, not Eric Weddle. I can't think of it. Casey Hayward in the other corner. I can't think of him. The Chargers have a crazy good defense. And I think Derwin James is just going to be one of those guys that plugs in and plays great. It's really bothering me that I can't think of this other guy on their defense. But yeah, I think he's going to have... He was actually my second pick. And safety was actually the hardest position I had to... Strong safety was easy because I had Eric Weddle. Eric Berry. But it was one of... Oh, Jason Jason Verrett. I still feel like I'm missing someone. Obviously Joey Bosa and Melvin Ingram. I know that. This is gonna drive me nuts. Verrett. Casey Hayward. I feel like there's still someone else I'm missing. Maybe it was just Casey Hayward. Oh man, yeah, I think I'm just bugging. I'm pretty sure it was just Jason Verrett I was thinking of. But yeah, so I mean, if you just look at this defense though, you got Joey Bosa, you got Melvin Ingram, you got I don't believe Corey Lewitt still plays for them. You have such a good defense that you can build around. I think they'll be pretty solid. I believe Joey Bosa was like one of the top 10 players for the top 100 this year too. So yeah, I see really good things happening for these guys. And like I said, I struggled with finding a good safety last year, so starting out with one that could potentially get better is definitely in my wheelhouse. So that is it. I guess the only way to top this off is I would say to play a game, but I don't really know how great I'm gonna do, so I'm just gonna prove if this is an offensive one. Can DeAndre rally his men and escape the not so happy Giants? So yeah, so that's a defensive one. I was gonna say, just to show how great of an offensive and defensive game this was this year and how great my team was for it. I don't even think I have the level 50 challenges. Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed, and hope anyone watching has a great Madden 19 and had a great Madden 18. My last video that I'll be doing for Madden 18 will actually be a highlights play of the best moments of Madden 18, so look forward to that also.